Buckle up, everybody. In this video, I'm going to give you the winning strategy for fantasy football 2025. The blueprint, meaning, do you go running back early? Do you go quarterback early? Do you go zero RB, meaning going wide receiver early? What do you do? When do you draft your first quarterback? How do you lay out this year? How do you win this year? How do you draft? All the answers right here on this video in under 10 minutes. I'm excited to dive into this video here in the nature for you, experiencing some nature on this slightly cloudy day here, but everybody wants to talk draft strategy. Everybody wants to know what the secret formula is, how to win. This video is going to definitely help you. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I love the feedback. Let me know where you're from. Let's talk geolocations. When's your draft? I want to learn a little bit about you. I'll dive into the comments, make it interactive. This is the #1 community in fantasy football because we stray away from the sheep rankings. We stray away from the mainstream. We stray away. We want to be the lions, the alphas, the leaders of the pack. We don't go with what everybody else does. If you are a believer, if you are strong, if you are passionate about fantasy football, if you like breaking news, if you're all about that stuff, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and drop a comment below and turn on that bell. This channel is amazing. I'm in talks with another athlete looking to get him on. And if you guys had the bell on, you guys saw the interviews with, as you see here, Dante Thornton was on the show, Pat Bryant, Elijah Arroyo was on the show. So turn on the bell and make sure you guys do grab that 16-round draft session. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal players draft in each round. Literally a blueprint in regards to all the optimal players to draft in each round. I update till the season starts. Mock drafts, everything you need. Grab 16 rounds. I've linked it below, okay? So let's talk about this. What do? How do we draft? What's the formula? Now, I strongly discourage you, I implore you to avoid wide receiver early. Last year's a perfect example. I warned against Tyreek Hill round 1. I warned against Olave's. Olave was a so-called safe pick, but I think he was a round 2 guy. But I warned against like Deebo Samuel, Ayuk round 3, and Cooper Kupp round 3. There were so many wide receivers that busted. What I was suggesting last year in all my drafts, if you got 16 rounds, you would know. And that's the difference with 16 rounds. We don't do rankings. If you got 16 rounds, you know that you went Barkley and Henry back-to-back and then loaded up Josh Allen. That's what you did if you got 16 rounds last year. And that's those people that got it won. They were aware of the breakouts. The year before, they were aware of the Laportas, right? So when you're looking at this year, I'm telling you, don't go wide receiver early unless you really, really just absolutely want a so-called top-tier wide receiver. But I'm telling you, there's going to be guys, here's a couple sleepers for you, that are going to break out and beat guys coming off of the first round. Guys like Emeka Egbuka. He's going to beat guys like, that are coming like a Puka Nacua or a Devontae Adams round 3 or a Teagan's round 2. He's going to beat them. He's going to surpass them. You want to get those sleeper wide receivers, those wide receivers that are set to absolutely crush it, and you can get those guys for immense value later, mid to later in the draft. You can stack a bunch of them because you typically only need to fill 2 wide receiver spots, right? But you want to load up on the most scarce positions. So yes, I'm suggesting to go running back early. Now, how do you do that? Now, it all depends on where you're drafting from. If you're drafting early, a good option would be Bijan or Gibbs. Now, I went crazy and I went Genty with my 2nd overall. Why did I do that? Because I believe in him. And in a bunch of other drafts, I was drafting from the 8th spot and I got him and I'm all in on Genty. Okay? So now I go Genty. Who do I get in the 2nd round? Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? You can go, a guy like Kyron Williams, a guy like Chase Brown. I really like Omarion Hampton. Now you're doubling up on rookies. Some people don't like that type of risk. But all these guys I'm suggesting, and the guys I lay out in 16 rounds, are in a great position to succeed. So you're saying, do I go running back? What about round 3, Joe? What do I do? That depends. I like Josh Allen round 3. Now, if Josh Allen doesn't fall, I'm looking at another running back, a guy like Travion Henderson. So now I've got my core 3. I've got a Gibbs, I've got a Hampton, I've got a Henderson. I've got 3 workhorse running backs set to absolutely crush it. What do I do in round 4? And this is where, you got to get to 16 rounds because I lay out exactly which player to draft in each round. But I implore you, go running back early. If you do not, I'm going to continue my walk here, okay? If you do not, I'm at tennis camp with the kids, and I'm doing, if you guys are just tuning in, new to the channel, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. I do these strolls during the day when my kids are in tennis camp. I help out with the camp, but I'm also doing these strolls in the park and keeping it vlog style. And I got my regular show every morning at 7:30 a.m. Very, very good, very entertaining for all you guys out there with Breaking Brad and Connor, the leader of the Consheepsis. And some people don't get it. Like, why do you have a puppet on the show? Dude, first of all, he's a paid employee on the show, and you don't get the inside joke. You haven't got the memo. Connor represents everybody else's bad, terrible fantasy analysis. That's who Connor is. Connor the Consheepsis. Okay, I put him on as a joke to make fun of the industry, if you guys haven't got it yet. But anyways, Connor stays, Breaking Brad stays to all the haters. But a lot of people love him. A lot of people like the news segment at the beginning of the show. Adds a lot of value to the show. I like the breaking news with Breaking Brad, okay? Who just signed a 1-year deal with us. All right, so back to this. Now, go robust running back early and load up on those running backs early, and then you want to anchor your team with an ace quarterback, which I lay out exactly who to get in 16 rounds. You may want to slide in a tight end there. I'll give you this one as a bonus. I love Tyler Warren this year. I've made that pretty obvious. And then you can start stacking guys like Emeka and other wide receivers later, man. That's when you start padding it. But if you build a foundation based on running backs, you are going to be light years ahead of everybody else in the industry. Why? Well, because there's only like a handful of running backs that have no committee, right? After that, if you have James Conner or David Montgomery as your RB1, sorry to tell you, you're screwed. You're messed. It's over for you. I feel sorry for you. Conner will fall this year. He will fade. Benson's going to step up. Benson should have stepped up last year. Connor's on borrowed time. You got to be aware of when to hold him, when to fold him. You got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him. It's that simple. You got to be like where the puck is going to be, not where the puck is. Perfect example, Ladd McConkey. Everyone's saying Ladd McConkey round 2. Well, I was telling you to draft Ladd McConkey last year. I said, don't be a donkey, draft Ladd McConkey. This year, the situation is not as good. They brought Keenan Allen back. They got a Trey Harris. They got Omari Hampton. They're going to run the ball more. They didn't have a running back last year. They didn't have a wide receiver last year. Okay, so Ladd McConkey's 112 targets. Sorry to tell you, he's not getting 112 targets unless Keenan Allen and Trey Harris go down, which would be very sad, but God forbid that happens. So the point I'm trying to make, guys, you got to be alert and aware. So the blueprint for this year, let's lay it out. I like running back, tight end, quarterback, and wide receiver after that, depending on which players are available. Again, you got to feel the draft out. You got to say, okay, I really want this player. I got to get him here. Then get him. Go for it, right? But running back, quarterback, if Allen falls to the 4, I saw Allen fall to the 4 a couple times, okay? Because a lot of people are going like Brock Bowers, which I think is going to be another waste of a pick. I think he's good. I just don't think he's worth second-round draft capital. I think that's very expensive. So personally, again, let's repeat. Running back, quarterback, or running back. I like tight end. You got to get the right tight end if you get Warren. And if you really want Warren, in some leagues he could fall. In some leagues, as I said, fall. I slipped on the curve right there. Anyways, okay. So Tyler Warren could fall, and actually fell with the thing. So there's a sign. There he's falling. Tyler Warren's going to fall in your drafts. Okay. So this is what happens when you're vlogging and trying to walk at the same time and vlog and coordinate. So, you know, I was talking to a guy, just did a coaching call. Now, by the way, you could book a coaching call here. He had the 16 rounds laid out. We're talking. He's in a big high-stakes league. It's like $100K buy-in. And he feels that, like, he's like, oh, no, the guys in my leagues don't even know who Warren is. I'm like, dude, you're in a $100K buy-in league. I'm pretty sure they know who Warren is. Now, he's out overseas. I don't know how much they're into American football, whether they're just doing this to cash in or they enjoy it. But I would assume that Warren's coming off round 5 to 6 turn. That's where he's coming off in my money league. So anyways, he's a staple on my rosters. Like, I'm all in because they don't have any wide receivers there. I love Warren. I just think he's great. Some people are saying Loveland, but Loveland could be great too. He looked good in that second preseason game or whatever, but he's got more competition there with Moore and, you know, Luther Burden and Roma Tuesday, stuff like that. So bottom line here, you still want to go top heavy running back because there is depth at wide receiver later. I'm telling you guys, there's depth at wide receiver later. Tons of sleepers. You get like a Dante Thornton, you get him after round 14. Okay? Another guy that's emerging as a mid-round kind of sleeper here is Krosky Merritt. I love him. Running back, Washington. Had a good run yesterday. Looking to get him on the show. I got to check back with his agent again. If he comes on, that'd be great. If not, that's fine too. Krosky Merritt could be good. You know, there's a ton of guys kind of, you know, that could emerge. Woody Marks, other sleepers, stuff like that. But there's no guarantee. But with the running backs early, you feel more safe and secure. But with wide receivers, you got more upside. Example, Ladd McConkey and Brian Thomas Jr. last year really emerged, okay? So my strategy to you is, as we wrap this up, I said under 10 minutes, but we're a couple seconds over here. Running back early. Load up. Don't be shy. Kyrie Williams, Chase Brown, Omarion Hampton, Henderson, Travion Henderson, Bijan Gibbs, all those guys. Load up. 3 of those guys, 4 of those guys, RJ Harvey. Load them up, whatever combination you want. Make sure you anchor your team with an ace quarterback. Maybe it's Allen, maybe it's somebody else. Another guy recommended 60 rounds. Anchor your team with an ace tight end, and then you're swinging for the fences later. Get those rookie wide receiver sleepers. Make sure you get a top defense, and away you go. Now, I've given a lot here. This is a lot, and nobody's teaching this stuff. They're just saying, hey, grab Achane round 1. Go wide receiver. Get T. Higgins round. Like, the strategies that I'm seeing out there are not logical. They're not common sense. They're copy and paste. They're on last year. We are moving forward to this year. This year's breakouts. Watch. As soon as Henderson breaks out and has a big year, they're going to ride him. He's going to be the top pick first round next year, right? They don't know what they're doing. Nobody in this industry is giving good advice except this channel. I want you guys to win. All right? So there's your number 1 fantasy football draft strategy. Robust RB early. Anchor your team with an ace quarterback. Try to get a mid-round wide receiver, which I'm going to explain in 16 rounds. Emeka's an example of that. And start swinging for the fences later, man. And you will be light years ahead of the sheep. All right? Getting back to tennis camp. They got music going here. I got to get back. And I got more editing to do. I got to film a show here for tomorrow with Walter. We're talking more breakouts. Dude, I'm excited, man. Football's back. But make sure you guys do grab the 16-round draft solution. You'll be light years ahead of the sheep. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. And let me know where you're from. Let's make it interactive. Comment below. Let me know where you're from, location, and when your draft is. I appreciate it, guys. Have yourself a great day. Fantasy football is back. Go out there and crush your leagues. Have a great day.